What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another Grizz Game Day update. I'm Kelcey. I'm joined once again by the one and only, the lovely Tomer. You are the beat writer for ClutchPoints. I always say Clutch Sports. ClutchPoints. We love your work. Welcome back. The Grizzlies take on the LA Clippers today at 12:30 Central Time. It is 2:30 Central Time. You got me messed up. 12:30.
12:30 local time.
Yeah, 12:30 out in LA. An early one. This is going to be a rematch. I mean, the Grizzlies have continued to score on the Clippers all season, and I would hope that it doesn't stop now. But if you're the Clippers, what do you do to make them score less than 120 points?
I mean, the Clippers have played just good all-around defense this year. I think they're still maybe top 5, top 6 in defensive rating. But look, the Clippers are going to be down quite a handful of guys. Like we're talking Kawhi, PG, Ivica Zubac's starting center is supposed to be cleared, I believe, but he's not 100% clear for health and safety protocols. Luke Kennard has been out with health and safety protocols, so he could be out as well. A couple guys just returned as well. I think Nick Batum had an ankle injury, so it's just going to be a lot of guys just trying to figure it out on the court. And the Clippers have done a good job of that. They held it together against the Suns the other night, keeping it close until Chris Paul kind of did what he does. But I mean, look, John Morant has been an animal. Desmond Bane has been playing really well. Dylan Brooks has been playing really well. As a collective, they've just been playing really, really, really fun team basketball, which is fun to watch. So I don't envision this being a fun game for the Clippers. The Grizzlies have kind of had their number of late. But I kind of, you don't know what to expect because this Clippers team beat the Brooklyn Nets healthy. Well, that down like 8 or 9 guys and 3 coaches, I should say. So like you never know what to expect with this team, but the Grizzlies might have their way if I predict this correctly.
Okay, I'm gonna break it down a little bit just in terms of what the Grizzlies are doing well right now. They're on a 7-game win streak. 8 games would be tying a franchise record in terms of straight wins for the Grizzlies. Right now, they are first in second chance points, fast break points, offensive rebound percentage, steals, blocks, and then second in fast break points. And I know that the Clippers aren't necessarily the best transition defenders. It's not a great sign.
Their defense has been good. Their half-court defense has been good. They kind of make you use the shot clock and force you to take some tough shots. But their transition defense has been a problem since the preseason. I think in 4 games they allowed maybe like 100 fast break points in 4 games. So they've just been horrible all year. So and the Grizzlies are likes to get out and run, like you just mentioned. So the Clippers have their work cut out for them. I fully expect the Grizzlies to kind of have their way just because they've been, like you said, 7-game winning streak. Probably will make it 8. I just like the way they play. I like that they don't let other teams kind of dictate the way they play. I think that's kind of the key. Not losing yourself, when things get a little tough or stagnant, stuff like that. So I think the Clippers either have struggled in transition to score, and I don't know what the Grizzlies are in terms of getting back in transition and stopping breaks, but the Clippers, for whatever reason, it's been inexplicable. They've just been unable to score in transition. I really can't explain it. It's just bad passes, indecisiveness. So it's just a bunch of things that when you kind of add one to another, it's just like this has a recipe for a disaster kind of game for the Clippers.
You sound so down right now, Tomer, and I hate to hear that. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm just going to put some good juju out into the world.
I mean, it should be a good game. It should be a good game. But we haven't even talked about Steven Adams, who I know always kills the Clippers. So there's just a lot of things kind of riding against the Clippers. And while it might be a close game, it might be one of those 15-point final score where it's it wasn't really close, but they kept it within range. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they had control of the game the whole time, but it didn't look like a blowout.
Right.
The last 2 times these 2 teams faced off, the Grizzlies had 74 points in the paint and then 50 points in the paint. And you mentioned Steven Adams. Obviously, a lot of that is coming from him and the offensive glass and being put back, but it also comes a lot from jaw driving. If you had to choose one player that you think is going to be the most dangerous going up against the Clippers today, it would be who?
Ooh, I would say one player. I would probably say Desmond Bane. I think the Clippers have they've forced teams to make like the guys they want take shots, but they've also had those guys kind of burn them. Like Jaden McDaniels, who's a 26% 3-point shooter for the Timberwolves, made 4 out of 5 against them. Terrence Davis, who made, I checked the stat, Terrence Davis from the Kings made 1 of 22 on wide open shots against all of the teams. Against the Clippers, he made, I think it was 6 of 7. So like, yeah, I checked this up. I looked this up. So like they kind of have a tendency to kind of let guys go off. And I know Desmond Bane has been good for the Grizzlies, so it's not like he's like, one of those end of the bench guys. But I just think this is a type of game where, Ja will get his. I think he had a game here where he kind of took over in the third quarter to start the season. So he will do what he does. But I think Desmond Bane is kind of where, Ja kind of collapses defenses and just finds guys. Kyle Anderson does a good job of finding guys as well. And Desmond Bane is going to be one of those guys that, if it's not a 3, it'll be one of those, one dribble pull-ups in the mid-range or that kind of thing. He seems like a guy who would probably play well today. So we'll see that. But my pick is Desmond Bane.
I like that prediction. I like it a lot. Tomer Azarly, thank you so much for your time today. Everyone, if you are watching this right now, click on his Twitter link. It'll be right there. Boop, boop, because he's going to have you covered all game. Thank you so much for your time today.
Of course. Thank you.